Hello and welcome to Fantasy Sports Math League. My name is Mia Barrett. I'm a program director here at Fantasy Sports Math League. I am excited to show you the student side of the game today. Last time we talked about the teacher portal. Today we'll talk about how to get started on the student side. So once your student has created an account, the first thing they'll see is this draft page. The draft page is so much fun. In your classrooms, you can use it as a way of getting students excited to talk to each other and to talk to new people. You can use it as a way to get them excited about using math in a way that they maybe weren't expecting to use math in the first few weeks of school or whenever you're using this program. And it can be a really fun way of getting them to think about decision making and using data to inform their decisions. We also have teachers who send this home and have their students talk with their family members and talk with their trusted adults and build in some of that math engagement and pull in family members and pull in the principal and whoever to talk about drafting and decision making. And so the teacher portal has a bunch of guides and lesson plans to guide this, but from the student's perspective, they have drafting tips and they can see the fantasy ranking. So the fantasy ranking comes from actual NFL fantasy sports data that ranks the prevalence of them being drafted in adult fantasy sports leagues. And so it's the same data, just broken down differently. You have all the NFL players that are currently playing, and you can sort these by position, by rank, by bye week, which is important, and cost, and by team. And so students get to make decisions about who is on their team. They have $1,000 to spend, and you cannot draft everyone you want with $1,000. You have to make some decisions about who is most important, what they think is going to be the most effective team to have, and using data to inform that. And so they can add in their chosen players. You see it does do a little bit of the math for them. We want to ease them in. So they do calculate the team, the cost by position, and then the student is responsible for adding all of those up. So as we add more players, we will add more costs. Okay, so now I have spent 960, so I'm going to add one more running back and see if I can fit that in. So I have spent $985, which leads me, I'm going to put in an incorrect answer here just to show you that it does not allow an incorrect answer. So I will just tell them they need to try again. Students can also save progress. So if you want them to think about their draft but not move forward and fully draft it because you want to teach the first two lesson plans with this page, have them save their progress before submitting and finalizing their drafting so that you can save your progress. So we've got $15 left. There we go. Nope, that still says 0. There we go. So then submit answer and you can finalize. So this is my team moving forward. So the student homepage does guide them through the 5 tasks that they need to do each week. So they need to check the box scores, they need to calculate their points, upload graphs, check their leaderboard, and set the lineup. You can check the box scores by going here and seeing, this is off season right now, but this would be populated. This updates every Tuesday in the middle of the night or every Monday in the middle of the night. And so then you would want to calculate your points. Go into the scorecard. Again, this will populate with the equations. They can upload graphs, so either a JPEG, NGP, or just taking a photo with the front camera if they have that available to them. The leaderboards will show them how they're doing in comparison to other teams, how their own team is doing, and the MVP. So you earn MVP points for answering the equations correctly the first time, and so rewarding a little bit of those math skills. MVP leaderboard is there. Also related to MVP, for every 5 MVP points that you earn, you can trade those in for stickers to decorate your helmet with, and there are so many fun stickers. So the last thing to do is to set a lineup, and you have to do this by Thursday at 5 p.m. Pacific time. That's when football games start playing, so we don't want you to cheat, so the students can decide who they want to add to their lineup for the week, or you can use the same as last week or have it randomly assigned, and then you would finalize that. in order to earn points, they have to calculate their points. So if they aren't playing and they aren't doing their math, they're not going to move up in that leaderboard. They're not going to earn those points. The lineup will be set automatically. If they forget or are unable to set a lineup, the system will automatically set one for them. The system will not take into consideration things like injuries or bye weeks or any sort of data analysis. So it will just be random. So that's just to know. Every week this will be updated with the points that the student earned and the points that they could have earned if that person had been played. So if this player was on the bench and not played, then those points aren't earned, obviously, but we still calculate that to think about what has been lost or what could have been earned. And then there's a graph view to see how this player is doing, and you can also compare players within a position. So a lot can be done with the data analysis there. There are tips and tricks, all sorts of guides about math and football and the game and all the things that they might want to know. So that is the overview of the student portal and how to play the game.